What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Peter Cattani, and set 10 is just a week away. If you're still looking for products or singles, please click the link below. It really helps me out, shows my boss that people watch my videos, and then it helps the store out also because COVID brings out some troubling times. But I am now going to show you an oldie, but a goodie. It is a deck that I've been working out with. I promise you, it's local levels. I haven't been able to figure out the matchup of Vegix yet. I'm pretty sure I don't even say the name right anymore. But that deck really hurts. If that deck didn't exist, this deck would be tier, and I promise you. Let's check it out. Bam! I got Son Goku. I don't even know what the backside says. But this, let me tell you a story real quick. I am a huge fan of zombies. I always loved them. Ever since YuGiOh days, Magic days, I pretty much play every card game. But zombies are the ones that really entertain me the most. And this leader, I think of it like a zombie. First of all, it's auto. When it attacks, it draws a card. Cool, we always love that. It has to attack a leader. That's a little sad, but it's okay. Most of the time, that's what we're doing, because how do we win the game? We put their life to 0. So, problem solved. But this auto, once per turn, when one of your battle cards activates Revive, draw one card. Now, what does Revive do? When a battle card dies and it has Revive, you can pitch a blue and a green card, or a multicolor that has both colors, and bring it right back out. What does that remind you of? Zombies. So, I had to make this leader work. Awaken is when your life is a 4 or less, you draw one card, untap one energy, flip this over. And then the backside, bam! This guy right here, my alternate art, my girlfriend's an artist, I'm gonna make sure she draws this into a zombie. Auto, when it attacks anything, draws a card, we always love that. But then his auto, once per turn, when a battle card activates Revive, draw 2 cards. 2 cards, that's a lot. That's a lot. When it comes to hand size, this leader can outsource your opponent. All his destructive abilities don't mean nothing because they're gonna come right back out, like what zombies do. And then it even has another ability. If draw 2 cards wasn't enough, it's activated once per turn. Choose one of your blue-green multicolored battle cards that is in rest mode. Has to be in rest mode, that's okay. And until the start of your next main phase, as long as the chosen card is in rest mode, your opponent can't attack your leader card. So it becomes a deadly defender. If you remember those are always useful. And I got a combo in the deck that makes it really strong. I got a super deadly defender, but we're gonna see it. Let's check out the deck. Boom! I know it's not much, and I know it looks like a lot. It's 60. Now, 60 cards, you question it, where it's like, Peter, what about consistency? Well, I come from YuGiOh, and, you know, if YuGiOh taught you anything, you gotta believe in the heart of the cards.
I must have faith in my cards. I have faith in my cards. I have cards.
So, that's usually the concept of it. You draw so much in the deck, and theoretically, you can deck out. We don't want that. We want to be able to control, out-resource our opponent, and just not worry about the deck size. When come play testing, I'm never worried about deck size, so I'm pretty happy about that. That's the reason why it's a 60, and every card is in here for a specific reason. First off, Sensu Beam, Vegix. Really strong aggro, kind of hurts. We need a way to defend ourselves early game. This is a great card that does it. Don't need to talk much about Sensu Beam. Truth be told, I don't like the card, but I understand how important it is. Next is only 3/16. We want to ramp as early as turn 2, even turn 3 is acceptable. Afterwards, we're literally going to use this card to activate our Revive ability. Cool, cool. Multicolored check land. That's pretty much all it ever is. I don't think I've ever played this on the field once. So don't worry, it's just a check land. That once you have a multicolor on the board, once you charge it, it doesn't have to come and play tap. That's huge. Also, if you want to make use of it, Revive. It's a perfect card to pitch. Your super combo. It's Android 18. Why? Because we out-resource our opponent. And if we get down his hand size, this is not a hand destruction deck, but truth be told, it can be. You can dwindle down your opponent to almost have nothing in hand, while your hand is just looking like a brick. Gogeta's gone, so we're going to take full advantage of that. And this is a perfect multicolor card to help out with our revival. Talk about that package in a second. Next is Hidden Potential. If you wanted to play Vegeta, the Cruel, it's a counterplay. It's almost the same concept. This one doesn't let the 4-drop come into play. Vegeta the Cruel does. But they lose a card out of their hand. That's covered pretty good. That becomes a 15k in the field. This is only an extra card. When this card is kind of dead, what do? We can pitch it. With Vegeta the Cruel, we can't. But as you test out the deck, you guys gotta let me know. Truth be told, I can grab this back though. That's the only reason we picked this over Vegeta the Cruel, but it's questionable. This is, again, local level deck. So tour around with it, see what you like, but I promise you, you're gonna like this deck. Next is a 2-drop Goku that has Revive. It's our first Revive card, super exciting. And again, what does Revive do? That when this card is KO, that's very important to remember. If it gets minus 15, that's not KO. It got removed from the field by game mechanic, can't activate Revive. But if an effect that KOs it, kills it, or even attacks, you can bring it back by pitching a blue and green card, and it comes right back. Oh, in active mode too, not even tap mode, so they can attack it again. That's a pretty good zombie right there. And it has an auto that KO this card when one of your opponent's battle card with energy of 6 or less attacks negate the attack. This is a negate attack that comes right back out, and theoretically you can use it again. Can you activate Revive again? No. Once you activate Revive on that card, Revive is negated. Not the whole effect, just Revive. So it can't come back that turn if it dies again. But your opponent attacks, look at my hand, I don't got a negate, but I got this guy, and they're attacking with a 6 or less, which is completely doable. We're just gonna KO this, negate the attack, then if we have them activate Revive, bring it back, and our leader draws 1 or 2 cards right back. So replace the card we discarded for the Revive effect, or we get a +1 if we're already flipped. Revive is the key. Next is a card that I really do not like, but I understand how important it is for this meta coming. It is Son Goku, Spirit of the Planet. Ooh! If I look like a card, it would look like this right here. It has Revive. Perfect. That's what we love to have. As a permanent, you can't play this card in any area with skills other than Revive. So, I can play it for 2, because it's a 2-drop. But let's say I had Shenron, the 4-drop that brings back 2 drops. You can't bring it out because that permanent doesn't let you. This permanent stops you from bringing it out in any specific way through effects outside of Revive. Okay, balance. That's what it is. But it has active battle once per turn. You can pay a blue and a green, to give this 10k and triple strike. It's a game ender, or it's a way to deal with Unison cards. Something I've learned about my decks. Whenever I build a deck now, I'm like, damn, this deck is good. And then I play a deck with Unison, and right now there's really no removal for it. There's one card, I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later in a future video, but there's really no cards that literally say, kill the Unison card. That's problematic. You actually have to attack them, or you can leave them alone. That is a thing. But if you play control decks, like I do, it becomes super problematic. So I found out double strike and triple strike are very important. And the fact that your opponent cannot combo out of it when you attack a Unison, this thing is going to knock out 3 markers. That's the importance of this card. That's the only reason this card is here, but it could be a game winner too. Your opponent's at 3, slam it down, swing, no negate, we're going to activate active battle. Because if it was active main, we will never do it, but it's active battle, so we get to choose. You run the gate? Nope. Okay, now we're going to do it. And really cool too, it has Revive. So if your opponent kills it for whatever reason, let's say we swing Shocking Death Ball, kill 2-drop or less. It died. Activate Revive, comes right back. We're swinging again. We have another negate. Strategy. Next is a card that helps you with hand disruption. You know, so you can outsource your opponent. It is Piccolo and Gohan. Barrier. Barrier is the main thing that makes this card super interesting, because your opponent almost can't remove it. Barrier is still an annoying card. It has Revive, best thing, Barrier and Revive, and then when this card attacks, your opponent chooses 1 card in the hand and places it in a drop barrier. Fact is, this is a guy that continues, comes back as long as it gets KO'd. When you use the leader's ability to make it a deadly defender, you have a true deadly defender because it's Barrier, and now your opponent has to deal with it in a 15k. 15k is not a lot. You have to take a lot to defend it, but helps you block an attack. Truth be told, we were never going to use our leader's ability for this card. Leader's ability is made for this card. This is the MVP. If this is basketball, this is LeBron. If you're not a LeBron fan, then it's Michael Jordan. I don't know how else you guys want to see it, but this is the MVP of the deck. This is a blocker. Energy exhaust is always going to be there. Revive, best word. This is what makes it a zombie. And then auto. When you play this card, choose any number of your opponent's battle card with energy cost 5 or less. That adds up to the total energy of 5 or less and KOs them. What's that mean? It's going to get rid of all tokens. If tokens become a problem because of like Umi or the new cooler that came out, we're going to talk about them soon. If they're flooded with tokens, you get rid of all of them. Plus, real battle cards of 5 or less. Now here's the thing though, it is revive. It comes back when it dies, and then his effect activates again. This is your board removal. This is how you control the board. You want to attack with this with 20, then use Leader's ability to make it a Deadly Defender. It doesn't have barrier, and that's the only sad thing. If it gets minus 20, it's not going to come back. That is a thing. Remember, I said this was local level. But this Deadly Defender, your opponent has to deal with it. Cool, they're going to have to combo up for 20, and you decide if you let it die. You get to choose. And once it dies, you activate Revive. It comes back, pops 5 or less, all little tokens, all the next attacker coming in, and it's a blocker. Not only was it a Deadly Defender that your opponent has to deal with, once they finally deal with it, you bring it back with Revive, and it's another blocker while popping other attackers. That's huge. It's almost like a way to turn off your opponent's turn. I brought this out even being tapped out. Like, I have no other play, I have to tap out, bring it out, wipe his board, or kill whatever is the next threat, make a Deadly Defender, deal with it. And anything that, like, they bring out a card, destroy it, cool, bring it back, pop whatever just killed me, and now I have a blocker to deal with. Deal with me. Card is super strong. It is the main concept of the deck. Next, it's the second one. It's the Dwayne Wade for LeBron, or whoever Michael's partner was. I really don't know who it was. But it is such a good card. I love this card. And it's cheap right now. If you don't have your hands on it, again, link below. Buy it. Super good. Reason why, it's a blocker. We love that. It has Revive, the best mechanic for this deck. It's the purpose of this deck. And then it has, when you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle card and KO it. Okay, interesting. So when I play it for 5, I get to KO anything. Not ignoring barrier, that's the only sad part. But it's okay, it's called balance. But it has another ability. Auto, KO this card. When your opponent plays a battle card, draw a card. So if my opponent plays a battle card, I'm like, oh no, that's scary. Kill my guy. I draw a card. Activate the Revive on my opponent's turn. Comes in play. If we're on the back side, we're going to draw 2 cards. Even if we're on the front side, we're going to draw another card. Completely replaced. And then it got played again. So now I can KO something. So it's almost like a counterplay on my opponent's turn without activating nothing. That is so good. I love this card. Once you're going and you get somewhat control of the game, for your opponent to come back, it's super hard. Secret rares are gonna bring out a secret rare like Smoke Dragon. Oh no, I have this guy on the field. All right, KO this, bring it back, pop Smoke Dragon before he even activates effects. This card is so good. These are the 2 cards that make this deck worth talking about. Next, you don't need this card, so if you don't have it right now, it's okay. It's not even a big deal. Cut it out. But if you do have it, it has a cool ability of a rival, green-blue. That's the only reason we do play our super combo. We play our super combo for 2 energy, a green or blue. You can arrive this. When you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy of 5 or less, put it into their energy in rest mode. You ramp them a little bit. It's okay, but you did get rid of a threat. Then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and discards it. So normally, we're mostly only ever going to bring this out with our super combo, which is going to get rid of a card in their hand. Arrival this card gets rid of another card out of their hand, so that's 2 cards out of their hand, and get rid of a threat that's attacking us. That is the purpose of this card. It's 25 body, so it's a nice little butt right there. Worst comes to worst, we attack with it, attack whatever we have to, and then use Leader's ability to make it a Deadly Defender, so they have to deal with it. 25 body is a little hard. Does that have barrier? No, but it has purpose in the deck. Helps you get rid of 2 cards out of your opponent's hand when you use super combo. It's removal and 25 butt. We like it. Next is a secret rare. It's a strong secret rare. Do you need it? No. If you have Smoke Dragon, which I'm assuming is cheaper, probably, but it helps you with the concept of the deck. Worst comes to worst, is dead in your hand. You need a revive, way to bring something revived, green, blue. All right, well, we're going to pitch a secret rare. I don't suggest doing that. But, worst comes to worst, you do that. Your super combo, again, the whole purpose of this is for arrival, or another arrival, which arrival for 5. I believe it's 2 greens and 3 blues. So the multicolors kind of need to be in there, but it's okay. We mostly charge. Hopefully get all 4 of these. That's very important. But when you bring it out, when you play this card, if it's your turn, it gets double strike, critical, triple attack for the duration of turn. It's very strong. It's going to deal with a lot of things. It almost kills. I hate when my opponent brings this out. This thing never comes out on your opponent's turn, but if it does, if it's your opponent's turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, place it to the drop area, then add 2 cards on top of your deck and place it in your energy. So it ramps you up. Kind of cool. I have never seen this card being played on our opponent's turn. But worst comes to worst, they brought out something that's troublematic. Oh my god, I can't survive. Boom, super combo, bring this out. I dealt with it. But again, this is pretty much a game winner right there. Next, it's the Unison cards. We should talk about them a little bit. Demigra, kind of like an MVP. You want to bring this out turn 1. It all depends. If you're going first, you're going to play a multicolor energy and pass to your opponent. Okay, that's pretty much simple. But if you're going second, you're going to want to play a green energy to bring out Demigra turn 1, because it's going to set up your clock. And what it does is permanent. If this would lose a marker by an opponent's attack, which pretty much is the main way people lose markers nowadays, you may add 1 card from your life to your hand instead. So when they attack this, it's like attacking your life instead. Or if you don't care about the marker, right, you know what, I remove 1 marker. Cool, keep dealing with it. So this is the way to help you awaken. Okay, it has a +1 gain 10,000 power for the turn, so it's a 15k attacker, so it's pressure, not bad. How are we going to win? They go down 0. Or it's -3 active main, choose 1 of your opponent's battle card, doesn't matter what level, and 1 card of your opponent's that's energy cost 3 or less, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So it gets rid of 2 cards. One, it doesn't matter what level, but it doesn't ignore barrier. And then if they have a McNugget that's 3 drop or less, and it has barrier, doesn't matter, just kill it. Just kill it. It's a double removal. It's removal of the deck. We already have removal of the deck, but now we have extra. Helps us awaken and controls the board. So as early as turn 1, you pump it up, swing, whatever. It has 2 markers. Your opponent can't deal with it by attacks, even attacks, they're just helping you awaken. Pump it up 1 more time, 3 markers. Now this is a double kill. So on your turn 3, you know you can sack this off. You don't care about this Unison anymore. It's not a big deal. Just kill the threats on the board, clear board, bring out your pressure. Now your opponent's going back and forth. This is a Unison meta. That's just the truth of it. So we want things to be able to attack. This guy is just really good. Next, it's the brother of Unison. I found out this card is so good. Why? It's the same concept that they can't remove it by attacks. Problem is, you crit yourself. If you don't want to lose a marker off this guy, you gotta lose a life. How many times you're gonna do that? I'm not quite sure. It's up to you. Know your gameplay. This helps you draw a card and then discard it. Helps you filter the deck. 60 cards, maybe you do want to filter. Or -1 active main. Choose 1 of your opponent's battle card with energy cost 4 or less. KO it, or choose a Unison card and lose its 1 other marker. Not bad, not bad. Truth be told though, this little slot right here, this is meant for the new card that's coming out on Champion Pack, I believe. It's a cooler Unison. Comes out 3 drop. Let me show you a little bit of that card real quick. Look how good this card is. Now it costs 3 green. Now I get that. It seems like a lot. It seems like a lot, but it's so strong. Active main once per turn. If your leader is mono green, which our leader is, play 1 Meta Cooler token. The token is a 15k power, 0 to combo, and gives 5k combo power. Automatically for free. This is not a plus or minus ability. So as long as this comes in the board, which with 3 Pacific green, it's automatically going to have 3 markers on it. It's going to produce tokens on the board. That's huge. That's pressure against your opponent. Then it has a +1 active main. Choose 1 card from your hand, discard it, draw 2 cards. I'm telling you, this deck just draws a lot. Or -4. Boom. Play 3 tokens on the board. That's huge. Even on turn 4, if you play this, you won't be tapped out. You have 4, well, no, if you play 4, yeah, no, you'll be tapped out. You'll get 4 markers on it. You can active main, bring in a token. Then bring 3 more tokens. You have 4 15Ks. They better have a sense of being, or they're going to take some life. That's just the truth of it. This Unison is just super strong. So if you don't want the Frieza, which, again, the Frieza is just like a placeholder for this till you get this card, but the Frieza is still good, just because it's removal. This card is a holy grail. Very strong. Puts a lot of pressure on the board. All right. Now, this is the way we're going against the meta. This is how we try to beat Vegix. Vegix is the main thing. If you get this combo going as early as turn 3 because you got this out, or even turn 4, you tap out for this, Vegix is going to have a little bit of problem dealing with this little defender. Comes in play, kills attackers, and is a blocker. They don't really have a way to warp this as easy as it should be. They do play a lot of cards. It's just scats, just swing, swing, swing. But the way we want to deal with it is this card. If your leader is mono green, which we are, choose any number of your opponent's battle cards that adds up to the total of 2 or less and KO them. So it gets a little rid of McNuggets. Most importantly, it gets rid of tokens. If Cooler does become very popular, or Umbi, the blue guy that brings out 3 tokens, we're just going to deal with all of them. Just This does not negate an attack though. Remember that. But that's okay. That's okay. In addition, you may choose 1 green card in your hand. Multicolored counts too. Important to know that. Green card in your hand. Discard it. If you do, your opponent can only make 1 more attack. That's with a leader, with a Unison, with a battle card. They can only make 1 more attack. Very good, especially if you have a blocker on the board. Because if you have a block, you can activate this, use his ability, then block. Let's say you block with this. This comes back, revive, pop whatever. If they attack with something else, you still have a block, and that's it. They can't attack anymore. So this card shines with blockers. It doesn't negate an attack, but it helps you because you have revive to be able to block double. Pretty strong. Now, if he dies, remember, you can't activate revive twice on the same card, but that's okay. With so many cards in hand, you don't really care. And then it has another ability, permanent. If you have a green Unison card in play, doesn't matter the marker. If you have just a green Unison in play, even just with 1 marker, you can activate this counter in your hand without paying its counter cost. It's free. Even if we're tapped out, play this for free. Discard a card, you're only able to attack me once, and I'm going to control the game from there. That is huge. That's why this is a 4 of. Next is negate attack, shock, and death ball. We know how good it is. This guy, you can choose a card in your hand. Choose 1 life, add it to your hand. When this card attacks, it gains 10,000 power and double strike for the turn. Why are we not playing Crit Gohan? I believe, in my personal opinion of card playing, that the crit 1-drops are gone. They're done. Why? Because we got to get rid of Unison cards, and we need double strikes and triple strikes. So we're definitely going to play the double strike. That's the main purpose. Helps us awaken, which, truth be told, it's going to happen anyways. Don't worry about it. This is mostly for Unison cards. Master Roshi. Let me tell you the coolest combo with this one. Not only is you can pay 1 green to take this from the drop area to warp to add a green extra card to your deck. Your leader has to be green. Okay, cool. But let's say we play this. Cool. We gotta discard a card because our opponent. So to make our opponent only attack once, we discard Master Roshi. Then on our turn, we pay 1 green. Grab this right back. We are setting up a soft lock. I don't know why I did the soft lock. But soft lock on our opponent to completely just stop our opponents from only attacking twice. And Master Roshi is the best discard target. You play this, discard Master Roshi. On your next turn, play 1 green, grab this right back. Keep the lock going. And if this is free, as long as you have a Unison, which they're only attacking 2 a turn, it's going to stay. It's going to be free. And that's the defense of the deck. But your opponent attacks with something strong. You know what we're going to do? We're going to kill it with this. Now, this is a draft box card. I understand it's a little expensive. This one and this one. These are probably the 2 most expensive ones. So, up to you. If you want to cut the deck down to 50, you're going to be a little bit scared when you start playing. You get mid-game, you realize your deck has like 10 cards left. You're like, I can't activate Revive to draw cards. Don't want to do that. That's the reason why it's 60. But if you do have this card, it's so strong for your green leader because in Negates and Attack, play this card. You get a 20k for free. If your leader is green, which we are, and it's your opponent's turn, reduce it by 2. It's a 2-drop. When you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle card and KO it. So if they swing on Victory Strike, you can't negate the attack, that's fine. You still get to play this and pop Victory Strike. Boom. Alright guys, this is my local level deck. I'm very clear when I say local level because you want to take a local, oh my god, it's a super cool deck. I don't know how well it's competitive. If you want competitive though, we got a Patreon where Marcel is playing Vegito or George Matato is wrecking it in online tournaments with Vegix. Vegix is really good. If you want to check those out, please sign up to Patreon. Helps everyone out and you see competitive content. But on YouTube, I try to show you the local. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, put a bell, leave a comment. I always like it. Try it out and let me know how you guys like it. Till next time, guys, I'm out.